my name is Sonia, spelled with a J, and I'm 1/4 Norwegian on my mom's side. I've never really had much of a chance for international travel, but after my dad passed away, I decided that it would be really good to actually take a trip with my mom to Norway. Here she is at the train station in Oslo after we landed. She had made arrangements for us to take a train out of Oslo up to Lillehammer, which is where her dad's family came from. It's known for being the site of the 1994 Winter Olympics, but was also fun to wander around in June. The next part of my mom's plan was to take the train up to Molde, but oops, there was a fjord in the way, and the train and highway didn't go across. So instead we wound up taking the train further north to Trondheim. The train went through valleys and mountains and was very pretty. When we arrived in Trondheim, our hotel turned out to be very modern and fancy. The shower was extremely minimalist. I guess that's a thing in Europe. The next day I ventured out while Mom rested up, and there was a lot to see. They had some very fancy manhole covers, and cathedrals and museums. I'm not usually a foodie, but I found some great coffee and pastries. Having learned the hard way about the difficulties of ground travel around fjords, we decided to book passage to Bergen on something called the Hurtigruten, or Express Route, which is a fleet of ships that travel daily up and down the coast of Norway, carrying mail, passengers, and freight. It starts in the city of Narvik, way in the north, stopping, of course, in Trondheim and finally winding up in Bergen before turning around and heading back up again. Fortunately, our hotel was within walking distance from the loading dock, so we rolled out our luggage and were on our way. We finally got to see Molde when the ship pulled in around supper time. My mom had rented a berth on board to spend the night, but I felt seasick down there, no windows, so I wound up staying in the lobby taking pictures of the midnight sun. The next day was cold and wet, even a bit snowy. If you go to Norway, never forget how far north you are, even in summer. When we arrived in Bergen, even though it was raining, I instantly loved the place. I wandered around looking at all the architecture and getting thoroughly soaked. The next day, by profound coincidence, was the 175th birthday of Edvard Grieg, one of my favorite composers. It was actually kind of a pain because there were all these special activities going on, so I couldn't see inside his house, but it still felt very special to be there. And then there were all the waterfalls. In Norwegian, the word for waterfall is fossen, and apparently Bergen is Fossen Central. After Bergen, Mom and I took a bus down to Stavanger and a plane back to Oslo and saw a lot more amazing things along the way. I'm just glad I was able to take that very special trip to Norway.